I was always like an indie kid growing up, like into sort of indie and rock music, but more like the soft side of indie. And so now I've sort of moved into like indie folk, more like mainstream stuff that I like. People are like, what? Like, I love Taylor Swift. And people are like, what? Why do you like Taylor Swift? And then I make them sit down and listen to Taylor Swift, and then they understand. I think I love like most genres that I've heard of. There are still like loads of genres I still haven't heard of, but maybe I'll like them. The only genre that I know of that I actually just can't listen to is like heavy metal and screamo. Like that I can't do. But like rock, rap, hip hop, folk, swing, gypsy punk. But I'm known for liking folk music. So if I ever say like, oh yeah, One Direction's new song was okay, I guess, and people are like, what? And I'm like, it's catchy. No, I hate the fact I like One Direction. My favourite band is called First Aid Kit, and they're two Swedish sisters, and they do like folk stuff. Their most recent album's got a bit more country-esque, and they just sing beautiful harmonies with amazing lyrics, and it's just, I love them so much. And this one song on their first album called Ghost Town, it's just, oh my god, that song. I broke up with like my last serious boyfriend about 2 years ago, and for a year after that, or like for a while after that, this song Ghost Town just basically epitomised my love life. It was just about liking people but not quite being in a place where you can fully commit to them because you've still got other things in your life that you need to do first. And the best scenario for you, like you dream of them being able to wait for you until you're ready, but the song is about the reality of the fact that probably by the time I'm ready to commit again, you'll already be settled down and I'll have missed my chance. Because after that relationship ended, I just went into commitment phobe zone. I was like, no. But I still met so many wonderful people that I would be like, maybe just not now, like the timing's not right. So that song, and I still love that song now, even though I'm like out of that phase. So I was born in Manchester. When I was like 4 though, me and my family moved to America. We moved to Austin, Texas, and I lived there for a year. And because I was so young and your mind's like a sponge, I just had a really strong Texan accent for a year. But then I come back to England, aged 5, and I just straight back into English. Austin's got a really great music scene that people don't really know about because they think, oh, Texas, like rednecks and hillbillies, and you're like, no, it's not all that. Yeah, and so I've been in Manchester since then until I finished school, and then I lived in Paris for 5 months as an au pair, and that was really lovely. I love Paris so much. I love getting to know places, like spending enough time in a place that you feel like if I went back and visited it, I would feel comfortable and at home and I'd know where to go. And I definitely kind of feel like that with Paris. And then I moved to Birmingham for university, and I've been there for 2 years. And I've got 1 year left at Birmingham. But I spend a lot of my time in London. Like I just pretty much just spent my whole summer here. I was living with a friend. I was renting a room there. So I have sort of like gotten to know London as well. And I definitely want to move here after I graduate. So this has been like a taster for me. But then I also want to live in New York someday. Maybe Los Angeles. And maybe San Francisco. I don't know. In Austin, because I was so young, like my first memories are of Texas, which is really weird because it makes me feel a lot more connected to it than maybe I should be, but it's because my first memories are there. And there was a tornado, and I remember all of the lights going out and us having candles, and we lived on like a cul-de-sac street with a river at the end of it. So after the tornado was over, everyone on our street, we all like came out and went down to the end where the river was, and like the whole bank had like the bottom of the river had just been like uplifted, and it was just like all of this gunk like all over, and there was just trees falling everywhere, but it was like really cool. I remember that tornado. Like you live in America, you're like you have to experience at least one freakish weather thing. Paris, I guess I started a new chapter of my life in Paris. I was living like just outside of the city, and I would put the kids to bed at like 9 p.m. and that was then too late to go like back into the city because the trains were a bit crap. And so I had all these evenings to myself and I didn't really know what to do. So basically I started watching YouTube videos and making YouTube videos because I was bored. And 2 years later, that's like the main thing I do now. And I met other YouTubers in Paris. Like they were like the first YouTubers I ever met. What's changed me about Birmingham is the people I've met. So I've been brought up very liberal and atheist and all of that sort of stuff, and I used to be very militant atheist, just, why would you believe that? Oh, you're so stupid. And I just thought that people who had religious beliefs were less intelligent, and I hate myself for that now. Because at university now, like, some of my best friends are Christians, and they are the most intelligent, wonderful, kind people ever, and I love them to bits. University's really like changed my outlook, not on religion, like I still have my own personal views that haven't changed, but it's changed my outlook on people who have those beliefs. They're all great. Manchester's special to me because that's just where my family is, and I love them to bits. My sister recently just got back from travelling. As a family unit, we hadn't actually all been together in about 4 months until last week. So that was really nice. We like went out for a family meal and stuff. And also, like, I have a core group of friends who I've known since I was born. And that's not an exaggeration. Like, our mums met when we were in the womb. So I have these girls that I'm just really close with, and I don't really see them or speak to them much when I'm not in Manchester. But we have the kind of friendships where we're like family, and we'll just, if we're together again, it's just you pick up where you left off and it's just back to normal, and it's really, really nice. London, 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 London. I can just see this is where like my career is, and I've just met so many amazing people who all live here, and like London just excites me. Like, I just get a buzz when I'm here. I'm here now, this is London. I was brought up in a city. I go to university in a city. Like, I can't imagine myself not living in a city. I've friends of mine who've like grown up in the countryside. I'm just like, how do you do it? You're in the middle of nowhere. I just constantly need to be surrounded by things and stimulated by things, because it's kind of where I draw my energy from. I don't go to gigs that often. What was the last gig I went to? Was it First Aid Kit? It might have been First Aid Kit, and I was right at the front and I cried because I just love them. I'm just like, I feel like so proud of them, because I first started listening to them when they were tiny, and like I saw them in this tiny venue in Manchester, and it was amazing and it was so intimate and cool. And then like 2 years later I finally get a chance to see them again, and it's in this huge venue, and I'm just like, I'm so proud of how far you've come. And I was like right at the front just getting crazy emotional about the whole thing. I'm just a really emotional person.